Hello students, I am Dr. Parminder Kaur, Assistant Professor, Department of Economics, the Bhopal School of Social Sciences. Today, I'll be discussing with you the concept of economic growth and economic development. Well, we live in an unequal world. There are all kinds of inequalities. The various dimensions of inequality that exist in the world today are inter-regional inequalities. That is, inequalities within the same country, within different states of the country. There are international inequalities, inequalities of income and assets, unequal access to opportunities to earn income and assets. So, there is also a division of horizontal inequality, that is on the basis of social groups of population, including caste, class, and gender. If you look at the world map, the globe is divided into, global north, global south divide. There is a division between developed versus developing countries. The countries are also divided on the basis of, the level of development as first world countries, the second world countries, or the third world countries. If you look at this map, all the countries in green, that is USA, Canada, the Western European countries, Australia, New Zealand, Japan, they are all categorized as first world countries, very high rate of development, literacy, life expectancy, quality of life, standard of life. Second world countries that comprises of China, Russia, Scandinavian countries. The third world countries, well, we are a part of a third world countries, that is India, Southeast Asian countries, African countries. So, if you look at your own country, the western states of Gujarat, Maharashtra, Tamil Nadu, Kerala, these are all developed states, whereas then there are Bimaru states of Bihar, Jharkhand, Uttarakhand. So, what is it? What are the reasons that are responsible for different variations in the level of development and growth of regions? Now, previously the economists used to use this term of growth and development interchangeably. But over the years they realized that these two words cannot be used interchangeably because they mean differently. If you look at the definition of economic growth, what do you understand by the term economic growth? Economic growth is a sustained increase in GDP or GNP per capita. Actual definition means there is an increase in the production of goods and services that are being produced in a country over a period of time. For instance, if you look at 2020, if compared to 2019, the total volume of goods and services produced in quantity terms increases, that would mean increase in GDP or economic growth. Nowadays, economists try to differentiate between real GDP and nominal GDP. Nominal means that is measured in terms of money. That is not adjusted for the increase in the prices of the goods and services that are produced. Then GDP can be also calculated on factor prices, market prices. So we'll deal with all those classifications in our next lecture. For now, let's just understand that GDP means gross domestic products. It's a measure of the total output of goods and services that are produced in a country in a year. And what is economic development? Well, development is a very wide term, comprehensive term. It involves not only the increase in the total output of goods and services that are produced in a country, but it leads to structural and institutional changes in an economy. So, in addition to the increase in per capita income, it means that development is broad-based in such countries. It is sustainable, and the increase in the overall standard of living for individuals within a community. It measures not only the per capita income, but a number of other correlates which are important in determining the quality of life of people. So, economic development is a wider term, and it includes progressive changes in certain important variables which determine the well-being of individuals, such as health, education, life expectancy. Now, there are various factors that actually determine the level of economic development in a country. For instance, political stability. A country which has a stable government, which is able to, bring in policies not very frequent change in the economic political policy. A kind of economic stability gives a sense of stability to the investors as well. Then there should be macroeconomic stability. That means there should not be a great deal of fluctuations in the economic activities that exist in the country. Level of infrastructure. Infrastructure is one of the prerequisites for development. Natural resources, exploitation or sustainable use of natural resources. Education, literacy rates. Now, very important predeterminant for economic development is capital formation. And for capital formation, we need to have a robust saving rates, investment rates, the amount of foreign money that comes into a country. So there are various factors, not only economic, but political, social factors which actually contribute to the economic development of a nation. So if we have a comparison between these two terms of economic growth and economic development, we realize that economic growth is relatively a narrow term as compared to economic development, which is a wider term. GDP growth or increase in GDP that can be measured in terms of increase in income per capita can be called economic growth. But what would economic development mean? That means a qualitative change in the standard of living, and the measures of economic development is not necessarily per capita income. There are a number of indicators such as HDI, that is Human Development Index. There is a gender-related index known as GDI. There is an environment-related index. There is a Human Poverty Index, HPI. There is a infant mortality rates, literacy rates. All such rates indices are used to calculate economic development of a nation. Now, the important question that arises is, can there be economic growth without development? Well, yes. If you take your own country, India, for instance, India has very impressive economic rate of growth over the past few years. But are we developed? In spite of the fact that we have a high rate of economic growth as compared to Sri Lanka and Bangladesh, we are lower on our HDI index. That means the level of development does not match up to those countries. So economists have realized that it is quite possible that we might have economic growth without development. So when is this possible? The reasons for this could be when the society is divided into haves and have-nots. That is, the fruits of good economic growth are not equally distributed in the society. There is inequality in the society. That means we are not developed. Or if these benefits are being siphoned off by certain privileged sections of the society, there is corruption in the society, we are not developed. If this economic growth is at the cost of environment degradation is taking place, that necessarily does not lead to economic development. Overcrowding, traffic jams, congestions, poor housing, poor conditions of living, too much of expenditure of military, and too much of production of demerit goods, such as, most of the economies, a lot of revenue is generated through production of liquor, through cigarettes. But are these goods actually beneficial for the well-being of the society? No. So they might lead to an increase in the total economic growth in terms of the valuation of GDP, but they are not necessarily contributing to the development of the nation. So as students of economics, you should very carefully use these two terms. They definitely cannot be used interchangeably, because economic growth is a challenge that is being faced by the economically developed countries, whereas economic development is the problem of developing nations, and it is more difficult to achieve as compared to economic growth. Thank you.